guys, welcome back to my channel. Before I start, I just want to say thank you guys so much for the last video. I think that's the most views I've ever gotten. As of today, I think it's at 12,000 views, and I am so grateful for that. So I am like extremely grateful for you guys coming along this journey with me and indulging in this DIY thing that I'm doing in my house. Like, I am such a big DIYer, and I learn as I go. Like, I don't have skills of a carpenter, but you know, I try to do what I can do, and I'm so grateful again for everyone just tuning in, watching my videos, leaving comments and engaging with me, because that helps my channel out a lot. I also gained quite a few followers. Again, thank you so much. And to all my new subscribers, I really appreciate you guys, and I really hope that you guys enjoy my channel going forward. In today's video, what we're going to be working on is my entryway. So right now my entryway is really nice. I love this setup. However, I just thought I wanted to switch it up just a little. In my office video, I had an issue with the wall when I took down the panels that I had on the wall, and someone in the comment sections told me what I should do to fix that wall, and I'll insert that person's name because I cannot remember off the top of my head. Girl, you are forever. You are forever, my girl, because it's just such a simple thing. And she told me to skim coat the wall just to give it a smooth finish, because I felt like I had to replace the whole wall. And when she told me that, I'm like, yo, I've seen that before, but I just never thought about this wall when I said I was going to do it. So I said all that to say this. There's a wall in my entryway that I want to use the skim coat technique on. I have some I have some like, you know, it was like really trendy at a point where it's like wood on the wall and you put it at different angles to give like a design on the walls. I'll insert a picture, but I'm also going to show you guys what the wall looks like. So I'm going to go ahead, skim coat that wall. I'm gonna put picture molding. Right now, I'm not into anything trendy. I just want to have my home just classic, timeless, and clean lines. Of course, I don't want to say I'm not into anything trendy. I'm into it, but I realize that with me, when I do the trendy things, I get bored with it very fast. So I think going forward, I just need to keep things clean, and if I want to add and take away, it makes it easy to just take away maybe a wood slat on the wall versus like doing like this big trendy project and then having to redo the whole room because it's, you know, created around this trend. So I'm going to, again, if you see this room, I painted it white because the color thing for me, I get bored very easy. I can bring in color with the decor pieces and with wallpaper or whatnot. So I'm going to paint the entryway white, put the picture moldings on there, change out the mirror, the table, just a little touch up or refreshing of the entryway. And before we get any further, I want to thank Livnix for sponsoring this video. Your girl has officially been sponsored, and again, thankful. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't have this sponsorship. It's one piece that they sent over that I will be incorporating in this video, so you guys will see that soon. But yes, let's head over to Lowe's. I have to get some things for this entryway, and then we're gonna get this project started. So we are back from Lowe's. This is currently what the entryway is looking like. This is the wall right here that I said that I have to do the skim coat on. If you notice that the texture in the middle is a bit off. It has like, the wall is textured, but it's a bit off. And then the little design here on the wall, I'm gonna go ahead and take that down. I'm going to change this light, and let me turn you guys. So this is the view if you're coming in the house. Entryway table here, and then that's the stuff I just got from Lowe's. Then you have garage door, all this right here. So what I'm gonna do, this area, I'm gonna make this a little different. This, of course, is coming off. When you go in here, I actually have a table right here. I'm gonna take that off because the shoe situation that I have around here is starting to get annoying. So I'm gonna put a shoe little storage situation right here. I'm probably gonna have to lift the picture up just a tad and then the shoe situation right there because it has like outlet right there and I do not want to cover that up. So it'll sit right on top of the outlet going up. And yeah, I'm gonna change this wall color and change this color as well. So just a little project that we're gonna start. So let's start first by taking these off the wall. Like I said, we're gonna start taking these down. I have my little knife I usually use when I'm doing projects. I should have like a pocket knife, but I don't have one. So I'm gonna, like I said, take this down and I'll start this project. Okay guys, so it is much later in the day. As you can tell, it's pretty much nighttime now. So what I did was I took the panels down and of course there's a lot of damage to the walls. And what I did, there were holes in the walls to where I had artwork. I went ahead and I put some spackle in there. And then I kind of sanded down just a little. I didn't do heavy sanding. I just did some light sanding to get this right here, this surface right here, nice and flat. So when I go in with the skim coat, I'm assuming it should be easier. I've never done this process before, so we're gonna be doing this together for the first time. This is where we add, and you see how dark it looks at night. I just want to lighten up the area, so during the daytime, during the nighttime, everything looks nice and bright. So, yep. This part of the video is sponsored by Imolaza. I am so excited to try the new Imolaza sprinkler control system. The installation was a breeze. The controller mounted easily to the wall and the terminals were labeled clearly, so connecting existing wires from my old system was simple. The app was clear and it walked me through step by step. The personalized schedule feature is incredibly detailed. I was able to set up each zone based on the plant type, sun exposure, slope, and even the soil type. The watering duration expert then generated a perfect tailored watering time for each zone, so there is absolutely no guesswork. I love the fact that I can control everything from anywhere. Overall, this app is beyond the usual smart irrigation tools. It's accurate, flexible, and truly smart. So it's another day, and what I did was I put the first coat of the joint compound on the wall. I only had a small bottle last night, so I used everything in that bottle, and I went ahead and got a bigger bottle. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go all the way up, finish the top of the wall, and then go ahead and put the second coat on the bottom. I'm thinking I may leave it as a textured wall. Reason being, the other walls in the hallway or in the entryway, I'm not gonna skim coat it. So it will be pointless for me to do one wall smooth and leave the others textured. So in order for everything to be cohesive, I'm gonna do this wall as a textured wall. And the only reason why I'm doing this skim coat is because of I used the liquid nails on the wall and it left a lot of damage. So I have to go ahead and fix that anyway. But yeah, like I said, we're just gonna leave it as a textured wall and we're gonna do the picture moldings. So yeah, let's go ahead and start this up. Okay, so we're done with the second coat at the bottom and I went ahead and took it all the way up to the ceiling. So what I'm gonna do now, while this is drying, I'm gonna move over to this wall right here. We're gonna do the molding on this wall. and take it over to the other walls in the entryway. So let's start on this wall. Okay, so this wall is complete. So I did this wall and I came over and did this side panel right here as well. So now I'm gonna come over to this side, do this wall, and then this wall is still drying. It's very, very, very patchy. This is the joint compound, so it's still drying. Once it's done, I'm going to sand it down and do the final coat, and then we can go ahead and put the trim up and paint this wall and then all of the other walls. Oh, and I did this wall right here as well. This part of the video is sponsored by Livnix. I've been looking for the perfect piece to elevate my space, and this modern black console cabinet is the definition of style and function. Right out the box, everything is packaged so well, and I was so impressed. Honestly, it was really a breeze to put together, and it took me no time to assemble. The legs feel super sturdy, and look at that sleek black finish. Love the fact that it has so much storage. It keeps your clutter tucked away while keeping your space looking nice and neat. With its sleek, fluted design and curved edges, it adds a bold statement without overwhelming your room. So right now, Livnix is having a promotion where you buy one piece and you get the second piece absolutely free. Head on over livnix.com. Actually done painting and putting up all of the paneling. I have the front door taped up now, so I'm actually going to just freshen up the paint on the door, and then we're gonna move over to this wall. I skim coated this wall, but I have something in mind for this. I didn't fully, it's not like the full paint, because I have something that I'm gonna do to this wall, which is gonna bring everything together in this entryway. So I'm happy with how it's looking now. And stay tuned, because like I said, I just have a few more things to do, and then we will be done with this simple makeover in my entryway. I forgot to mention, I'm going to build, I know I had an entryway table here, but the look I'm going for, I'm going to build something else. And the only dilemma I have is if I want to put it back on this wall or put it on this wall under the, because I'm going to put our wedding pictures back up, and I wanted to see if I wanted to put it on this wall under the, because I'm going to put our wedding pictures back up. Not sure yet, but once I build everything, I'll probably decide and see what I want to do. But I just love how open this looks. Like, if I could just get away with not putting anything in the entryway, I would, but I feel like it needs a little something. So we're gonna see. I have stuff for this wall, and then, like I said, a treatment for this wall over here, and then the pictures are gonna go here. So I'll have things on the wall, but as far as the flooring, I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm definitely trying to find a rug to tie everything in together, because before I had a rug, then I didn't have a rug, then I had a rug. But I really think I want a rug now that it's so open and I don't have that big console table here. So we'll see. Let's quickly take a run to Home Depot and pick up some stuff to build this table. Hey guys, so it's been, well, last night was when I bought the wood. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna make some cuts so I can go ahead and get this desk together. It is hot, it's hot. I thought coming in the garage would be cooler, but it's not. I usually do this on the back porch, but it's just hot everywhere. I have a one of those industrial fans. I'm gonna turn that on. So it's gonna get extremely loud between this and the industrial fan. So I won't be doing any talking. I'm gonna insert a picture here of the table that I'm attempting to make. Absolutely love this table. The price on it is not that bad, but if you know me, I like to test myself and give myself extra work when it's not even needed. So I'm going to try to replicate that table, and I want it to be black. So I'm going to try to do this table and paint it black. Pray for me, because I'm going in. So let's get this table started. Where we're at now. What I did was I purchased 3 of the 12x4s, and then I purchased 2 2x4s. What I did, I showed you guys me putting pocket holes in the 2x4s. That way I could attach it to the base and then the top part of it. So of course, I mean, self-explanatory, that's the top, that's the bottom. So the top is what I used the pocket holes for. The bottom, I just used screws to attach the 12x4 to the 2x4. And the reason I did that, in the event I need to take it apart to put, because I have to put as you can see, there's the third piece right there. I have to put it in the middle for the shelving. So I went ahead and put the screws at the bottom. That way, if I need to do any adjustments, I can do so. It's pretty level, it's pretty sturdy. I've already tried it. I have my handy dandy leveler. So everything is looking good. So right now I am going to attempt to put shelf in the middle. And again, if I need to take off the bottom piece, I can in order to adjust it. And then I have some spare, I have a piece of the 2x4 and a piece of the 12x4 to create the little legs. If you remember how the picture looked, I'll insert it again. How the picture looked, the legs, there was like little wood square legs at the bottom. Gives it a little bit height. I don't want it too much higher than it is right now because it's pretty tall. It's pretty tall right now, so I don't want it too much higher. So I am going to, I may use a 2x4 and cut that in half. That way the legs are not as high, but you guys will see as we go along what I do. But yeah, let's go ahead and put the shelf in. Once we're done with that, it's pretty late, it's like 10 p.m. Once we're done with that, I may do one of the arches for the side just so I can mentally see what I need to do. And then we'll go on. I'll probably stop right there and then we'll finish up tomorrow. Okay, so how we're gonna get the shelf in there, the right side, just to make sure that it would work. So I ordered a lot of furniture pieces. This This piece right here, this was like leftover. Like I have a whole bag full of them. They're like leftover pieces from furniture that I've built before. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to use these plastic pieces to hold the shelf up in the cabinet. So let's do that. Okay, I am like extremely hot, so excuse me if I'm sweaty, but the measurement that I came up with, this is 32 inches tall, so we're gonna go, of course, middle, 16 inches. Simple math, we're gonna go 16 inches. That way it's directly in the middle, everything is proportioned correctly, everything is even. And then once I put the arch on this, okay, so like I said, 16 inches up. I have the tape measurement, measurements, or tape measurer. Tape measurer, it's at 16 inches. So what I did was I cut the arch out for the sides of the table, and now I am going to cut the arch for the front of the table. What I'm gonna do is this board, this is the hard board, it's gonna just serve as the arch part, and of course I'm gonna paint it. So what I did was I measured 3.5 inches on this side, and then I'm also gonna do the 3.5 inches from this side as well, because this right here is 3.5 inches wide, and it's gonna cover this up. So once I get those measurements in, I'll come in and then I'll be able to create my arch. Once I create my arch, I'll go in and cut out the centerpiece, and then we'll have our arch. But I'll show you guys that as we go. But yeah, just wanted to show you guys what I'm doing now. This is the board here, and again, we measure out our 3.5 inches on both sides, so when we make our arch, we'll know exactly what that we're working with. Hope that explains it. Okay, so I am done with the arches for the front. Don't mind how uneven it is at the top. Once I attach it to the table, I'm gonna go ahead, I have a power sander, I'm gonna go ahead and sand it so that everything is rounded nicely and everything looks good. This one is gonna need a lot of work. My hand kind of got tired by the time I got over here, but yes, so the most tedious part is done. Sanding is kind of tedious as well, but it won't be as tedious as cutting these big pieces of board on this little homemade table that I created. This is what we have, so let's go ahead, attach it to the table, And like I said, we're gonna go ahead and sand it down. Okay guys, so I am done putting the hardboard on the box. So what I'm now gonna focus on is, if you see this bottom part where the hardboard doesn't go directly to the bottom, I have to run, it's gonna say run a strip across, but if I run a strip across, it's gonna kind of hide the bottom shelf, and I don't want that. So I think I'm just gonna get a little piece of hardboard and just bring it down to the bottom. And then I can put wood filler in there, sand it down so everything looks seamless. And then I have to go to work, so I'm gonna do this when I come back, but I am going to perfect that arch by sanding it. I'm gonna round it off, clean up the sides of it. Then I'm gonna sand the whole thing down, and then we're gonna prime and paint. So we're almost done. Also, I don't know if I said this, but I have to put the little legs on. So let's put on the legs first, glue that piece on. And if you look in that back piece right here, this is what I'm talking about when I said sanding. So once I sand it down, it's gonna be flush with the wood behind it, and everything will look seamless. So stay tuned. Hello guys, I am getting somewhere. So I have sanded and primed. I'm gonna do a light sanding in between the coats, and then I'm gonna go in with the black paint I'm using for this. Should be done shortly, and yeah, then we'll be done with this part of the project. All right, here we have it. First coat of paint, and it's coming along quite nicely. So let's let this dry, then we'll come back, do a second coat. I think we may need probably 3 coats just to get a nice even coat, but let's see how this does. This part of the video is sponsored by Vice. Mom life, DIY life. I really don't have time to fumble with some keys. I absolutely love that there are so many options on how to use this lock. Not only are you able to use it from your phone, the keypad, you also have keys. In the event you don't have the code, you can use the key. By far, this has been the most easiest process ever installing a lock. This lock is DIY friendly and mom approved. I just feel like with every project I do, there's always something going on personally. But again, pushed through and we made it this far, and I am so excited to reveal this entryway to you guys. I'm actually 7 days post-op surgery, and I'm trying to heal, but I had deadlines to meet with this video, so I had to get myself together and put this video out there. So I hope you guys enjoy. Please comment, like, subscribe. If there's anything that you would suggest me doing to anything in this entryway, please feel free to let me know. If you love it, let me know. Your engagement really helps me on this channel. So again, thank you so much for the last video and videos prior. You guys are really, 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 really making my heart happy. So without further ado, here is my entryway. through everything we have here. So we'll start with these panels. They're actually quite soft. The appearance is to resemble like a wood panel. It actually comes in a packet with, it comes with 6 in it, and it's actually a peel and stick. You would peel this part off and stick it on the wall. I originally got 1 pack, but then I wanted to take it, I had it like, I believe it was 16 inches from the top and 16 inches from the bottom, but I felt like taking it all the way to the top would probably look a little better. So I ordered a 2nd pack, and out of the 2nd pack, I only used 4 pieces. So depending on your height of the wall, my walls are 9 foot tall, so depending on your height, you may only need 1 piece if you're trying to do the same design. If not, then yeah, but I absolutely love how this looks. Okay, now so let's get into this wallpaper. It has a little texture to it. This wallpaper is actually from Target. I will definitely link this and everything else in this video. But I love the contrast from these two. Kind of looks, you know, they're contrast, but it still goes together. I love the lines on this and how we have the pattern in this piece. Absolutely love how it looked together. And if you guys remember, I had this half moon mirror on this wall here, and all I did was I used a cleat to the back of it. I'll go ahead and insert a picture of that. So I went ahead and I used a cleat for this mirror and just simply just hung it sideways. And I feel like it did what it needed to do. Absolutely love the look that it's given now. Love it. Let's go ahead and go this way. Okay, so I know you guys remember at the beginning of the video, I told you that I wanted to do like a shoe storage situation because I hated how the shoes all just, everything just stayed right there. Hated that. So what I did was, this piece here is actually from Walmart. The Walmart online store has a lot of very nice pieces. And the reason I went with this white oak is because since it's sitting in front of the office and the office has like the white oak, I wanted to keep this area here cohesive. So if you're standing here looking, you see everything, you know, blends in nicely, but you still have a little color which goes with what we have going on in the entryway with the browns and the creams. So yeah, I love how this came out. Again, this is from Walmart, and I've already started storing shoes in there. Love it. The 2 paintings I have here, they were, again, shop your home when you're doing projects because you never know how you can move stuff around. So these 2 paintings, I had them in between my dining area and my kitchen. I plan on doing something else there in the future, so I just bought these 2 here, and I love it because it has, the frame has the black here and then the white oak here on the inside. So I felt like it was meant for this area. The light here, it was originally over here, but I replaced this light, this one and that light. I replaced them. They're from Amazon, and reason I went with the circular light was because of the pendant light. So this painting here, this was the painting that we had in this area. I went ahead and brought it over here. Love it. The sconce, they're from Amazon, very inexpensive as well. Of course, 2 of them, and like I said before, I decided to go with the Glope lights so that it would pick up off of the pendant lights that I have here, and I love how that turned out. Okay, so let's get into this table. This table is what I am also proud of. Built it from scratch because I saw it and I decided that I wanted to make something. Instead of just buying it, I wanted to challenge myself and make the table. And what I did was I made the table. I know you guys saw me prime and painted it. However, I wasn't liking the sheen it was giving off. It was a little too shiny for me. And then flat paint. Flat paint is not the best paint for me, in my opinion, for furniture because you cannot really wipe it down like you want to. And with this table being here, I know at times either my husband, my daughter, somebody is gonna put a cup on the table, and with flat paint, I don't think that's gonna hold up well. So what I went ahead and did was, I used contact paper, guys. I used contact paper to give it this texture, and I feel, excuse my fingers, I feel like it did what it needed to do. So I used it all along the front piece, the top. I didn't put it on the shelving. I think eventually, once I heal a little bit more, I'll go ahead and do the shelving as well. But yeah, I absolutely love how this turned out. This vase here, I've had it for a while. This is from HomeSense. This abstract candle holder, I purchased this from Amazon. It is a dupe for a more high-end candle holder. I'll insert the original piece, but this, you cannot tell me it's not the same candle holder. Absolutely love it, and for a fraction of the price. You can definitely call me a bargain hunter or a bargain shopper, because that's what I do. I will never pay full price. Absolutely love it. The books, I've had those for a while. The books are all from Home Goods. That bowl, this bowl here is that's from Home Goods as well. And these two pieces at the bottom, they're from a store called HomeSense, not HomeSense, Tuesday Morning. They've since closed, but I've had it for quite some time. But yep, I absolutely love how it looks. The goal was to achieve an open, airy area, and I feel like I've achieved it. With the entryway being so narrow, I've tolerated it for quite some time, but I love the fact that I was able to remove everything and just give it like an open area. Absolutely love it. So leave a comment down below, let me know what you think. If you have any suggestions, let me know. I'm thinking about painting this door right here black. Let me know if you think I should do that. I feel like it kind of breaks up what I have going on, so painting it black would probably be the best bet, and putting a black knob there so everything blends in perfectly. But let me know if I should just leave it this color or paint it black. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and until next time.